allow yourself to change. You deserve to give yourself permission to change. And the reason for this is because in many cases, change is a sign of growth. It's a sign of maturity. It's you wanting different. And you see, this video might ruffle some feathers because there's some folks out there who are against change, and they think that even if you're trying to change for the better so that you can live a better life and you can create a better life for yourself, your family, for the people around you, right? There's going to be some people who will take offense, and they will see it as a negative thing. They'll say, oh, well, you've changed. Joel, you've changed. You're not the same person. And to me, I think that peer pressure also is what scares some people from ever taking a leap of faith and changing, because they're afraid of how the folks that perceive them a certain way are going to perceive them now, right? That they want to stay the same with those people that they've established relationships with. But I'm here to tell you that change isn't a bad thing. If you're striving to change to better yourself and your life and your family and for those around you, right, then you deserve to do that. You deserve to give yourself permission to do that, right? Because what you need to remember first and foremost is that change is one of the few constants in this universe. You see, the reason for this is because creation, right? We are creators. So we are always going to be creating. That's why we can have thoughts, we can have ideas, we have an infinite imagination, right? And all of our creations is what effectively shaped the world as we see it today. And if you think about how life was when we were babies to how life is now, right? You've seen that it's changed so much, right? That technology has advanced so much. The world has moved forward so much, and the world will continue to move forward, right? The world is not going to stop for anyone. And so if the world is constantly changing and moving forward, then if you decide to stay the same, if you decide to stay the exact same, then you're just going to be left behind. The whole world is going to move forward, and you're literally just going to be moving further and further away. And so change is inevitable. It's just the people that don't change are the people who resist change. And what you resist will persist, right? If you continue resisting the change, then you're just going to live the rest of your life in this state of resistance. And that's not going to be beneficial to your health. It's not going to be beneficial to you and your overall experience, right? Here's what you need to understand and remember for this to make sense. You need to understand and remember the reason why we were put here on this earth, right? We were put here on this earth for one purpose only, and that is to experience outrageous joy. That is to have fun and to make most of this existence that we're living in right now, right? To have fun, right? To smile, to enjoy every second, to enjoy every moment to moment, because that is what's going to make a life that's happy and fulfilling. And that's what's going to allow us, right? We just want to be happy. It's just that simple. We want to be happy. And so when I say that you deserve to allow yourself to change and to give yourself permission to change, if you believe that the change is going to lead to a happier, more fulfilling, more positive life experience for you, then you deserve to do that, right? You deserve to allow yourself to change, because change is a sign of growth, is a sign of maturity. And change is inevitable, not only with the world, but just we as people, right? When we were babies and we were kids, we only knew so much, right? There's only so much about the world that we knew. As we've gotten older, we've learned more about the world around us, right? And we've gone through so many more life experiences. And with these experiences, right, it's what allowed us to create our preferences. And with our preferences, you've had goals, dreams, desires. All these things will spring up because of your preferences, right? There's so many instances in life where it was contrast, right? We've gone through moments where they were not so desirable. But because we were able to go through that, we were able to then figure out what it is that we did, what it is that we do want out of life, the things that we do desire. And so because of that, right, we have goals, we have dreams, we have desires, things that we want to go out and accomplish, things that we want to do. And that happened because we decided, well, because we lived, right? Because we've gone through and tried different things, because we went through life experiences. And so as you go through life, right, you are naturally going to change, because not only are you going to naturally mature, but you are going to experience things that spring up new desires. And if you want to accomplish new things, if you have new desires, then you're going to be moving in different directions than you were previously, right? The things that you desire right now watching this video are likely different than the things you desired as a kid, right? When you were smaller, you probably just wanted to go outside or just play video games or just spend time with family or just eat and sleep, right? Now you probably desire a lot more things in life than just those few things, right? That's because of your growth. That's because you're now seeing the world differently. You've experienced more things. Now you've just naturally changed, right? And so there's some folks out there that take offense to change because they want everyone to stay the same. They don't like, there's people out there, unfortunately, right? There's people out there that don't want to see other people win, or they're okay with seeing other people win as long as those other people are not doing better than them, right? And those are the people that unfortunately have a negative view, a pessimistic view, and haven't learned what this life existence is about. It's about having fun. It's about enjoying life. You don't experience enjoyment by preying on other people's downfall or being mad when someone else is doing better than you, right? Because then you're focused on them and you're not focused on what you have going on in your life. And if someone wants to change for the better because they want to improve their life and they want to improve the lives of everyone around them, and right, then they should be allowed to do that. And if you feel the same way, you should be allowed to do that as well. You see, some people are fearful of change because they associate change with the unknown, right? Because they don't know what's going to happen. Or sometimes with change is deviating from behavior, right? Because we are creatures of habit. We have our own behavioral patterns, right? And so a lot of times changing means deviating from habit. It's breaking certain things that we've normally done and deciding to do something different, right? And for some people, they don't like that or they're fearful of that. But I'm here to tell you that if you have a dream, a goal of something of wanting to do more, of wanting or even wanting to have more, then in many cases it requires you to be more. And being more than what you've been is changing. And once again, that's okay, right? Sometimes change will come in the form of you deciding to read a book and, stumbling across a new idea, a better way of doing some things, or an idea that completely changed your perspective about something. That will count as change. And if you feel that it will improve your life, then you should allow yourself to change, right? My question to you is, what's fun about staying the same, right? If the whole world is moving forward, then if you just choose to stay the same, then you're just going to be left behind. And what fun is there being left behind? I think everyone wants to see themselves succeed. I think everyone wants to see themselves win. I think everyone wants to live a life where they're free and they're abundant and they're smiling and they're having fun and they're celebrating and they're traveling the world and they're right. I think everyone would prefer to live a life like that, because then they can live a life feeling happy, and that's what we're all after anyways. And so if you see an area of your life or you see something that you can change about yourself in order to be better, in order to be happier, then you should allow yourself to change, right? Some folks are afraid of that because they're afraid of what the people that know might think of them. And first and foremost, remember that what other people think of you is none of your business, right? Because you can't control the thoughts that other people have, right? Other people are going to think whatever thought that they want to think. And you need to remember that your life is yours to live, right? I understand that it might seem a little scary if you show up as a different person and people expect, the original version of you. But if the new version of you is better and you're living a happier life, it's more fulfilling to you, then you deserve to do that for you, regardless of how other people feel. If other people are not willing to accept the new version of you, if it means a better, happier version of you, then they probably not meant to be your friends or be in your life, either moving forward or long term, right? That's just the reality of it. I want this video to essentially be an important reminder for you to make that change, to allow yourself to do that if you want to do that. You see, for me, and I'll use myself an example, I've allowed myself to change too, because I felt that earlier on in my life, right? That, I just kind of did what I had to do, and um, that took me pretty far. But then I felt that in order for me to create the life that I wanted to live, that I needed to level up. I needed to get better. I needed to stop complaining about my environment, about my set of circumstances, complaining about how things aren't, and then decide that in order for things to change to how I want them to be, sometimes that requires me to get better. Sometimes that requires me to show up as a different version, as a 2.0, as a 3.0 version of myself, right? And to worry less about what people think. And that's what propelled me forward to decide to do videos for you guys, because I think it's important to have this dialogue and to have this authentic connection, right? Allowing myself to change is me diving into books and reading books and seeking out the wisdom in it, so then I can then apply it to my life, so then I can see how I can continue growing and getting better. Because I understand that as I get better, right, I can better serve other people and better serve the world. And some people might not see it that way, but you need to believe that the whole world is rooting for you to win. And so if the change that you want to take in your life is going to make you better, believe and trust that the whole world, whether they say it or not, right, the whole world is in fact rooting for you to get better. Because as you get better, you become a better person and a better human being that walks this earth. And you being a better person, you're going to have a greater impact, a more positive impact in the lives of other people. Because remember, why are we here? We are all here to be happy. And so if we're all here to be happy, then you'll realize that pretty much all the decisions that we make as people are decisions that we make in pursuit of happiness, right? That we want to avoid problems, we want to avoid negative feelings, if we're experiencing negative feelings, we want to eliminate those negative feelings, right? To be able to experience happiness and positivity. And me changing is me realizing that and striving to be that positive light for other people. See, I've always been a naturally happy guy, right, going through my life, but I wasn't always as I was going through I wasn't always like striving to do everything I could to also make a difference in the lives of other people, because I was looking at life through the lens of like, how can I benefit, until I realized like life is about, of course, us finding happiness first, and then also being able to share that with other people. And so this video is to remind you that change is okay, that change is all right. Changing for the better, it's what you should be doing, because that's a sign of maturity, it's a sign of growth. It's a sign that you want different now, but you want better. And there's nothing wrong with you wanting better. There's some folks out there, unfortunately, that don't want better. And if they don't want better, then that's okay for them. But if that's not okay for you, then you need to focus on what you have going on, and you need to focus on getting better, right? Allow yourself to eat healthier. Allow yourself to think positive. Allow yourself to read more books. Allow yourself to invest in yourself. Allow yourself to let go of the negativity and all the negative feelings you're feeling, and to focus on the positive. Allow yourself to do all these things, because with this positive change, it will create more positivity in your life. So that rest of the video, and just remember to leave a like and subscribe as we're on the road to a million subscriber, guys. So once again, it's Joel, and I'm out. I'll see you guys for the next video.